The sound of her voice, soft and unguarded, sliced through the quiet of our bedroom like a blade. "James," she whispered, her breath catching on the syllable as if it held a secret she'd never meant to share. I lay beside her, frozen, my heart a lead weight in my chest. "My name is Daniel." It was 2 a.m., the kind of hour where the world feels too still, too honest. The moonlight slipped through the blinds, painting silver streaks across her face, peaceful, oblivious, lost in a dream I wasn't part of. I stared at her, the woman I'd loved for 8 years, the mother of our daughter, and felt the ground beneath my marriage crumble. Who was James? Why did his name spill from her lips with such tenderness, such longing? I didn't wake her. I couldn't. Instead, I turned away, my eyes burning, and let the question fester like a wound. The next morning, I watched her over the rim of my coffee mug. Emily was at the stove, humming softly, flipping pancakes for Lily, our 6-year-old, who was chattering about her school project. The scene was so familiar, so painfully normal, it made my chest ache. How could she stand there, laughing with our daughter, when her sleep had betrayed her? Betrayed us? I wanted to ask her right then, to demand answers, but Lily's giggle stopped me. I couldn't shatter her world, not yet. "Dan, you okay?" Emily's voice pulled me back. Her hazel eyes, flecked with gold, searched mine. For a moment, I thought I saw a flicker of guilt, but it was gone so fast I wondered if I'd imagined it. "Yeah," I lied, forcing a smile. "Just tired." She nodded, brushing a strand of auburn hair behind her ear, and went back to the pancakes. But I couldn't unhear that whisper. It clung to me, a shadow I couldn't shake. Over the next few days, I became a detective in my own life, scouring for clues I wasn't sure I wanted to find. I checked her phone when she was in the shower, my hands trembling as I scrolled through her texts. Nothing. No James, no suspicious late-night conversations. Her social media was the same, pictures of Lily, coffee runs, a selfie from her book club. It should have reassured me, but it didn't. The absence of evidence only made me doubt myself more. Was I paranoid? Was I losing my mind? But then I noticed the small things. The way she'd linger on her phone at night, her thumb hovering over the screen before she'd set it down with a sigh. The way she'd flinch when I touched her unexpectedly, like my hand on her shoulder was an intrusion. The way her laughter felt forced, like she was playing a role. Each moment was a pinprick, too small to confront but too sharp to ignore. A week later, I couldn't stand it anymore. I needed answers, even if they broke me. That night, after Lily was asleep, I poured us both a glass of wine and sat across from Emily on the couch. The TV was off, the house quiet except for the faint hum of the fridge. She looked at me, her brows knitting together. "What's up?" she asked, her voice light but cautious. I took a deep breath, my fingers tightening around the glass. "Who's James?" Her face didn't change at first, but I saw it, the subtle widening of her eyes, the way her lips parted just a fraction before she caught herself. "What?" she said, her tone too even, too controlled. "You said his name in your sleep last week." I said, my voice low but steady. "You whispered it, Em. Like it meant something." She laughed, a short, brittle sound that didn't reach her eyes. "Dan, I don't know any James. It was just a dream. You're seriously worried about this?" Her dismissal stung, but it was her eyes that undid me. They darted to the side, just for a second, but it was enough. She was lying. I knew her too well. The way she'd tug at her sleeve when she was nervous, the way her voice pitched higher when she was hiding something. She was doing both now. "Don't lie to me," I said, my voice breaking. "Please, Em. Just tell me the truth." The air between us grew heavy, charged with a truth neither of us wanted to face. She set her wineglass down, her hands trembling. "There's no James," she said, but her voice was softer now, almost pleading. "It was just a dream, Dan. You're blowing this out of proportion." I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to. But the doubt had taken root, and it was growing, twisting through every memory of us. I stood, my chest tight, and walked away before I said something I couldn't take back. The next day, I did something I swore I'd never do. I followed her. Emily said she was meeting her book club at the cafe downtown, but I couldn't shake the feeling she was lying. I dropped Lily off at my sister's, claiming I had errands, and drove to the cafe. I parked across the street, my heart pounding as I watched the entrance. 20 minutes passed. Then 30. No Emily. No book club. Just strangers coming and going, their lives untouched by the wreckage of mine. Then I saw her. She stepped out of a black sedan, her hair catching the sunlight. She was smiling, her face lit up in a way I hadn't seen in months. A man stepped out after her, tall, broad-shouldered, with dark hair and an easy grin. They stood close, too close, their hands brushing as they walked toward the cafe. My stomach lurched. Was this James? I gripped the steering wheel, my knuckles white, as they disappeared inside. I don't know how long I sat there, staring at the cafe door. Part of me wanted to storm in, to confront them, to demand answers in front of everyone. But another part, the part that still loved her, that remembered our wedding vows, Lily's first laugh, couldn't move. I was terrified of what I'd hear, of what it would mean for us, for our family. When I got home, Emily was already there, unpacking groceries like nothing had happened. "Hey," she said, glancing at me. "You okay? You look like you've seen a ghost." I couldn't answer. I just nodded and went upstairs, locking myself in the bathroom. I stood under the shower, letting the hot water burn my skin, trying to wash away the image of her with him. But it was seared into me, as vivid as her whispered James. That night, I couldn't sleep. I lay beside her, listening to her steady breathing, and felt like a stranger in my own bed. The next morning, I made a decision. I couldn't keep living in this limbo, torn between love and suspicion. I needed the truth, no matter how much it hurt. We need to talk," I said over breakfast, my voice firm despite the tremor in my chest. Lily was at school, and the house felt too big, too empty for this conversation. She froze, her coffee mug halfway to her lips. "About what?" "About James," I said. "About the man I saw you with yesterday." Her face drained of color. For a moment, she didn't speak, and the silence was louder than any confession. Then she set her mug down, her hands shaking. "Dan, Don't." I cut her off, my voice raw. "Don't lie to me again. I saw you with him. At the cafe. Who is he?" Tears welled in her eyes, but she didn't look away. "His name's James," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. Someone I met at work." The admission hit me like a punch. I leaned back in my chair, my breath shallow. "How long?" She swallowed, her hands twisting together. "A few months. It's not what you think, Dan. It's not physical. It's just, I don't know." I felt seen, for the first time in a long time. Her words were a knife, twisting deeper with every syllable. "You felt seen." I repeated, my voice rising. "What about me, Em? What about us? We have a daughter, a life, and you're throwing it away because some guy makes you feel seen." "I'm not throwing anything away," she cried, tears streaming down her face. "I love you, Dan. I love Lily. I got lost. I don't know how to explain it." I stood, my chair scraping against the floor. "You don't get to be lost, Emily. You don't get to betray me and call it a mistake." She sobbed, her hands covering her face, but I couldn't comfort her. Not this time. I walked out, the sound of her crying echoing in my ears. The days that followed were a blur. I moved into the guest room, unable to share a bed with her. We kept up appearances for Lily, but the strain was palpable. I didn't know what to do, stay for our daughter, or leave to save myself. Every time I looked at Emily, I saw her with him, and the pain was unbearable. One night, I found a letter on my pillow. Emily's handwriting, shaky but deliberate. I almost didn't read it, but something made me unfold the paper. "Dan, I'm so sorry. I know I've broken your trust, and I hate myself for it. James was a mistake, a moment of weakness. I've ended it. I want to fight for us, for Lily, for the life we built. Please, give me a chance to make this right. I love you." I read it again and again, my eyes blurring. Part of me wanted to believe her, to rebuild what we'd lost. But another part, the part that heard her whisper another man's name, knew it was over. Trust, once shattered, couldn't be glued back together, not like it was before. The next morning, I packed a bag. Emily watched me, her face pale, but she didn't beg me to stay. Maybe she knew, deep down, that I had to go. I kissed Lily goodbye, promising I'd see her soon, and walked out the door. As I drove away, the weight of 8 years pressed against my chest. I didn't know where I was going, only that I couldn't stay in a house haunted by her whisper. The road stretched ahead, endless and uncertain, but for the first time in weeks, I felt like I could breathe.